I watched Friday the 13th, part 5, and I'm gonna pout this whole goddamn review. Jason isn't even in this one! Spoilers for a 40-year-old movie. So, usually I'd try to explain the plot, but this movie doesn't really have one. Tommy from the last movie's all grown up and has mental health issues because, of course, he does! And is now living in a psychiatric residential facility, and murders are happening. That's it. That's the plot. And honestly, it's the most interesting concept the whole movie has. There is a version of this movie out there in the universe somewhere that is just about Tommy dealing with long term psychological damage, hallucinations, hypervigilance, and other trauma responses, and that's it. But it ain't this movie! Instead, we get a facility where everything is just off. The staff barely feels in control, patients are written like walking chaos buttons, murders start happening and no one is reacting like it's a problem. And whose idea was it to give the guy with anger issues free access to an axe? It's like the movie said, what if supervision just didn't exist as a concept? Ugh. And then Jason, or what you think is Jason, starts appearing. But here's the thing, Jason in this movie is off. He doesn't have the presence Jason should and does have in the other movies. This movie keeps trying to give us these icon shots of him like in doorways, dramatic pauses, silhouette moments, but they don't land because the physical presence isn't doing the same work the framing is asking for. So instead of, oh no, it's Jason, we get, oh, it's that guy. Meanwhile, the kills are kind of okay some of the times. I mean, it's not top tier Savini stuff, but there are moments. Hedge clippers, a flare to the mouth, belt crushing a head. It's not boring. It's just inconsistent, and it feels like a lot of the really cool shots ended up on the cutting room floor. And that's kind of the whole movie. Nothing really locks together. There's no strong narrative spine holding it in place. It's like the residents exist. People get killed. We move on with no impact or reaction. At one point, I literally lost track of who was alive, and honestly, the movie didn't seem to care, so why should I? There's also this weird tonal drift where some characters and styling feel like it belongs in a stylized 50s greaser movie, like Crybaby energy somehow leaked into a slasher movie. Which could be cool, but it never commits to the aesthetic. It just sort of floats in the corner, incomplete and unexplained. And one of the only things that actually works consistently is Reggie. Reggie is the son of a caretaker at the facility, and he is the only character in the entire movie who understands the concept of survival. Reggie does just one thing. When things get bad, he runs. He needs to run to a better movie. Tommy, meanwhile, technically has an arc. It exists. He starts out unstable, goes through hallucinations and paranoia, and eventually regains enough control to function. But then the movie says, oops, never mind, because it wanted one last stupid kill right before the credits rolled. And the movie spends a lot of its runtime trying to trick you into thinking he's Jason. I'll admit it, movie, you got me. I thought it was gonna be that lame ass twist. But then the movie reveals the truth. It's not Jason at all. It's a rando we saw earlier using Jason as cover for his murders, which is an insane plan when you think about it. That's like someone pretending to be a dead serial killer to hide the fact that they're killing people. What? Now, I am learning that to enjoy these movies, I have to stop asking questions. There is no why with Jason, there is only is. But then this movie tries to give you answers, and even when it gives you answers, it takes away the thing you were actually there to watch. And by the end, I wasn't confused anymore. I just felt like I'd been rerouted away from Jason 5 different times and then handed a different movie entirely. And for Friday the 13th, that's kind of a fatal flaw.